So you're moving to Arizona. You've done enough research to land on the greater Phoenix area, and somewhere in the research, Peoria keeps coming up as the place. That's usually where people get stuck though, because Peoria isn't just one place or decision. It's really two different parts. There's the north part and the south part, and most people relocating here are looking at North Peoria up by Lake Pleasant. So today I'll show you who North Peoria is right for, what you're actually paying for, and the trade-offs worth knowing before you buy. I'm Kasandra Chavez with the Chavez Dream Home Team, an Arizona native, and I help people relocate to the Northwest Valley every week. Stay with me because I'm going to cover 3 things most people miss, something that happened right here in North Peoria that tells you everything about buying next to open desert, the one water question you need to ask before you pick a home, and the wildlife you'll actually be living with. Let me explain what I mean by 2 Peorias because it clears up so much of the confusion. There's the old and central Peoria established around Old Town, more mature trees, more non-HOA options closer to the middle of the valley, and there's North Peoria up by Lake Pleasant with master plan communities like Alora Vida, Vistancia, Tierra del Rio, and Rancho Cabrillo. They're newer, mostly HOAs still building out. And here's what I'm seeing and why I'm focused in North Peoria today, because Peoria has nearly doubled in population since 2000, and that growth is pushing north into the Loop 303 corridor. So when someone tells me they're relocating to Peoria, Arizona, the homes they're usually falling in love with are up north. If you haven't seen it yet, I did a full moving to Peoria video that walks the whole city, both sides, north and south. I'll link it up here and in the description below. That's one big picture, and this video goes deep on the north side of Peoria. Let's start with the biggest reason people choose North Peoria over a flatter, more landlocked West Valley city: the outdoor lifestyle. You're right up against the mountains, the trailheads, and Lake Pleasant Regional Park is where you can go for boating, kayaking, camping, and paddleboarding. Real water in the desert, about 15 to 20 minutes from home. And because you're further from the city core, you get the open, rural edge feel, darker skies, real stars at night, and more room. In my experience, if the outdoors is a priority for you, this is the part of the Northwest Valley that actually delivers on it. Then there's the resale and the new builds. North Peoria gives you real choices that a lot of areas don't. You have the established resale homes on one side, the new construction on the other. On the new build side, the incentives usually matter more than the sticker price. Builders have been offering rate buy downs, closing cost credits, and design center allowances, and big discounts on quick move-in homes. Those are the homes that the builder constructed. They did the whole design center with their designers, and they picked out beautiful choices and features just for you, and they're ready for their new owner. The incentives are specific to the builder though, the community, and the month. So the strategic move is to value that incentive and weigh it against comparable resale homes before you commit to either. That's the analysis I'll run for my buyers so they can move forward with confidence. Real quick, before we go any further, if you're working through a move to the West Valley, this channel is for you. I put out new videos every single week, the neighborhoods, homes for sale, the numbers, the things that you actually want to know before you make a move. So go ahead and subscribe. There's the dining and the retail. It's arrived and it keeps coming. For a long time, North Peoria's dining and retail options were limited, and you had to travel south towards Old Town Peoria for fun. That is not the case anymore. New options are popping up constantly. There's Sparrow at Trailhead, a nice speakeasy kind of vibe. Flower Child is opening up soon, and Crust Italian. I focus on the dining options because I love dining, but also the word on the street is that a Whole Foods is coming in the near future. This is the North Peoria we've all been waiting for. Retail follows rooftops and jobs. As the homes fill in and the employers move into the 303 corridor, the restaurants and the shopping will follow. So if you buy now, you're buying ahead of that build out, which is a real advantage. It's also the exact thing you have to be careful about. Let me explain. When you buy in North Peoria and you're looking at that open desert and those foothills behind the house you want to buy, I want you to understand something about that view. It may not stay that way forever. A lot of open land here is Arizona State Trust land, and by law, that land is not a preserve. It exists to be sold or leased for public schools. It's designed to eventually be auctioned off and developed. So when a buyer falls in love with the landscape and asks me, Kasandra, is this going to be my view forever? The honest answer is there's no guarantee. That's something I always make sure my buyers understand before they pay a premium for a view lot. And this isn't hypothetical. Let me walk you through what just happened here in Vistancia. A $2 billion semiconductor plant was originally approved for a site inside the Vistancia community in 5 North area right next to homes. The residents organized a Protect Vistancia position, packed city meetings, and real concerns were expressed about chemicals and safety and property values. And in August of 2025, the city moved it. Amkor's plant was relocated to Peoria's innovative core, farther from the neighborhoods, and the original site is now slated for an Honor Health Medical Center and a West Met Career Center. Here's what I want you to take from that. Those residents won that particular fight, but it doesn't mean the next company won't come. Today's open space could be tomorrow's employment hub, hospital, or school. I do my best to research for my clients exactly what that open space is slated for, but you must understand that zoning can change over time. Now, the trade-off that comes with all the scenery, because living in the edge of the preserve means you share it. Let me introduce you to your neighbors. First, the one people don't believe, wild burros. Yes, they're here. There's a large herd by Lake Pleasant and it's badly overpopulated. This year, the Bureau of Land Management began removing up to 1,500 of them in that area. They wander into North Peoria neighborhoods, stand in the roads, stroll down the street, and it's not uncommon for homeowners to find a brown surprise in a pile on their driveway. It's part of the charm and the reality. Second, the one that matters most. If you have a dog, the Sonoran Desert toad, it comes out during monsoon season and it secretes a toxin that can be fatal to a dog with no antidote. If you're a pet owner up here, you will learn to watch your dogs closely on summer nights after the rain. And staying on pets, if you have a small dog or a cat, keep an eye out for coyotes and the occasional bobcat. When they're hungry, they'll come into the neighborhoods, and small pets left outside is exactly what they're looking for. It's not constant, but it's real, and it's worth knowing before you buy, not after. Then the standard desert residents. There's the rattlesnakes, the javelinas, the scorpions. None of those is meant to talk you out of it. Millions of people live with it comfortably. You just need to learn to shake out your shoes, watch the trail, and bring the small ones in at night. The scenery and the wildlife, they are a complete package. You don't get one without the other. A few logistics to consider before you commit. First, the commute. North Peoria is car dependent and it's farther from the main job centers and Sky Harbor than the inner cities. If you're commuting into Phoenix, my advice is to drive it at the time that you'd actually be driving it before you commit. More employment is moving north, but it takes time for more employment opportunities to open up. Unless you're moving here for the tech boom, then TSMC might have something for you right now. Second, growth means change. If you buy new construction, you may be living next to active building for a few years as the next phases go up with dust and noise that come with it. If you have a pool, consider that. And I didn't even mention the blasting if you buy in a community next to a mountain that has a future phase that they need to blast to create. Third, And this is one I could talk about the longest. So I'm gonna keep it short here, and you can come to me if you want more of the story. But the water, here's the reality. We're in the desert, we're growing fast, and water has been a serious conversation in Arizona for years. North Peoria specifically is served by 3 different water companies. One of them is the city of Peoria, which holds a 100-year designation of assured water supply. But not every provider and not every community sits in that same position. And here's a distinction most buyers have never heard, because it's really the whole ball game. The difference between a 100-year designation and a 100-year certificate of assured water supply. A designation is held by the water provider, the city or the utility, and it's not one and done. That provider has to keep providing it and periodically review it. So they stay on the hook to maintain a 100-year supply for their whole service area over time. That's every community and every home they service. The city of Peoria, for example, holds a designation of assured water supply. A certificate is a different story. It's tied to a specific subdivision, and it's essentially a one-time proof the developer submitted when the community was platted. It was accurate at that moment, but it doesn't carry the same ongoing obligation of renewing it. So the picture can look very different 20, 30, 40 years down the road. The certificate only really matters if the subdivision's water provider does not hold a designation. And here's what most people don't realize. Not every city holds a designation. A fast-growing city like Buckeye, for instance, has largely grown on those subdivision certificates and is now working towards their own citywide designation. So what does that mean for you? Before you buy, resale, new construction, you want to know 3 things. Who supplies the water to that specific home? Whether you're covered by a provider's designation or a subdivision certificate, and ultimately, where that water is actually sourced from. I know that's a lot. And if you're planning your move and you've got more questions about water, and you probably will, that's a conversation I'm always happy to have. Reach out and I'll walk you through it. If the outdoors is central to your life, the lake, the trails, the open sky, nothing else in the West or Northwest Valley matches it. That's the whole reason to be here. The open land is the whole story in both directions. It's the beauty and it's the biggest question mark. So buy the lot, but know what's behind it. And know the trade-offs, the drive, the growth, the wildlife, they're all livable. They're just easier when you go in it with a full picture instead of finding out year 1 or year 3. And if you want to see what North Peoria homes actually look like inside, I'll put a couple of my property tours right here on the end screen. If you're relocating and you're weighing North Peoria against Surprise, Goodyear, North Phoenix, that's exactly what we work through in a strategy call. I'll help you match the area, the budget, your commute, the things that are most important to you. We'll break all of that down and find the perfect community for you. You can schedule a strategy call in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. We do videos like this each week. Also, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know exactly what your big takeaway was from this video. Again, I'm Kasandra Chavez with the Chavez Dream Home Team. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to chat, and we'll see you on the next one.